This conference will now be recorded.
So guys, welcome back again. So this is the summary of our previous session. Okay, we have seen some of the important commands dealing with the directories. We have seen mkdir, which is used to create the directory. rmvr is to remove the directory, right? Similarly, cd is used to change the directory. pwd either printing the directory or yeah, it will just give the current directory. Man is to see the manual pages of it. Help using with help of have an help, so you can pretty much see all the different options of the command. rm again used to remove a file. cp again used to copy a file, and mb which is again used to move a file or rename a file, and again vi editor is used to edit the files, right? Now let's move on and see our agenda for today's class. So this will be our agenda for today. We'll be discussing about what are the important directories in Linux, such as /bin var root temp home. And then we will be seeing what are the different file operations, such as how to list the files and how to see the different file type. And we can see some of the commands such as cat, head, tail, more or less, which are pretty powerful in seeing the file contents. Okay, so let's take up our first subtopic for today, which is important directories in Linux. So these are the subtopics in our topic, important directories in Linux. So we will take each directory by directory and then see. Okay, our first one will be the root directory. Okay, so this will be the parent of all the directories that are available in your system. So which is nothing but the root directory, which is represented by using this symbol /. Okay, everything will come under this directory. See this, this is how it will be. These are all the other important directories that are under root file system, which is nothing but /bin, boot, dev, etc, home, init, lib, media, mount, opt, proc. Okay, all these things. Root, run, sbin, snap, temp. So we'll go and discuss one by one. Our first one will be /bin directory. As the name suggests, that is a directory that contains all the binary files. What do you mean by binary files? Binary files is nothing but the compiled source code or the machine code. So the code that we generally write won't be understandable by the computers. So that source code have to be converted into some machine readable format by compiling it. So this is the source code is the one that we generally write in any of the programming language, and then we will have to compile that in such a way that it would be understandable by the machine. So that's what the meaning of this binary files. So those binary files are also called as executable files, and because the reason is they can be executed on any of the computer. And this binary directory contains all the executable files, binaries, Linux commands. Okay, and interestingly, the commands which you have learned till now generally are all the programs, they are all the binary files. You know, whenever you trigger a command, it is actually internally going to this directory called bin directory, and it is actually picking up the corresponding program for it, and then it is executing that command. You got it? It will, if you just type mkdir, it will go to this directory, and there is a corresponding program for that, such as rmvr. If you see, uh, this is a file. So we'll talk about why this is called a file. Based on this, how can we say this is a file? So just remember that whatever commands that we are typing and whatever commands we have typed yesterday, they are all actually programs. Okay, they are all residing in this folder called /bin. Whenever you type that command, it is actually internally going to this folder and then triggering each of the corresponding program for that. Okay, so any doubts, guys? I think I'm good, right? Let's move on to the next directory, which is etc. etc stands for editable text configuration. Guys, this is again important directory for you guys because you are going to work as Hadoop admin. So you have to remember this directory called etc. etc stands for editable text configuration. This is the place where all the configuration files will be present. Okay, so generally all the config files extension will be with .conf, but it need not necessarily with .conf, but most of the files, 95% of the config files will have the extension of .conf. Okay, so what does this configuration files do is it contain all the details of all the machine related details such that suppose you are seeing that your internet connection is working in your cloud directories.vm. How do you think that is working? Because it is coming from this file called resolve.conf. Okay, this resolve.conf will contain something called name server. So that is facilitating the internet connection for us. So we will talk in depth about what are the important config files that are available in etc directory. We will discuss as and when we get a need in our course. So these are some of the important files which I just captured it. Okay. So the resolve.conf which I was talking about, this is the one which will actually facilitate internet connection for us. Okay, this contains something called name server that will facilitate internet connectivity for us. And then there is another important file called host. So this host will facilitate us to give a host name to our laptop, to our system. Suppose even in your Windows operating systems also, you must be having your own name, right? That is what is called host name. In our case, this quick start is the host name. Where do you think this is coming from? This is actually coming from this file called host. Okay, and uh, we'll talk about these two files going forward. Okay, again, this file also we'll talk about in detail going forward. Just remember that these are some of the important config files that you might need to be working on in the future. Okay, so as of now, remember that resolve.conf will help us to getting connected to the internet by with the help of the name server that is configured in it. Okay, and host file is the one that is actually facilitating us to give the host name to our computers that we are using. I hope you guys are clear with etc because this is one of the important directory for you guys because you're going to work as Hadoop admins. Clear?
Yeah.
Cool. So our next directory will be slash home directory. Okay, slash home directory contains all the user's personal files. Okay, generally, whenever you create any user, for any user, there will be a default directory, home directory created under this path, /home, and then the corresponding username. In our case, we are using the Cloudera user, so that's why it actually created a home folder under /home Cloudera as Cloudera. Okay. See this example. I just wanted to test by creating a user. Okay, and sudo is nothing but root permissions. So we'll talk again in depth, so don't worry about it now. So user add, this is the command to add a user. Again, we'll talk about this command in depth, so just remember that this is the command to add an user. So now I'm creating a user called test. Okay, I'm not giving anything specific such that okay, go and create a directory in this path or something like that. So right, I'm not specifying any parameters or options here. See, I am in this directory /home. If I just do lsf and lrt after creating the test user, it actually created a directory under this path /home. Okay, so the point to get out of from this slide is, so the default path for any user that is created will be created under this path called /home. That's why you're seeing another folder called Cloudera because by default this Cloudera user has been created along with the VM, and as we are creating this user called test, it actually created a folder on this under this path called /home. Got it? Let me move on to the next one, /tmp. You guys might be pretty much familiar with this. TMP stands for temporary. Okay, even you'll be having your temp directory in your Windows operating systems as well, such as TEMP. So in Windows it is TEMP, here it is just TMP, okay? But the functionality in both the operating systems is same. It, as the name suggests, it contains only the temporary files, okay? And it is advised that never ever ever keep anything important in temp directory, because once you reboot your system, generally all the important data will be flushed out. So just keep in mind that this is a kind of temporary storage. So don't try to put any important information in the slash temp directory. Okay. And this is again one more important directory for you guys, because if you face any issues in your project while working, this should be the first place to come and check. Okay. So you should always check your log files first when you're seeing any issues. So all the log files will be present under this directory called slash var slash log directory. Okay, it contains all the log files. So this is the place first you need to check. Okay, in case of any production issues. Okay, any issues, you have to come to this path and then search for all the errors and exceptions. We'll try to see how to analyze them going forward. Okay, so I am in this path var log, and these are some of the files that came by default when I go to var log directory. Okay, let me try to show the hands-on part for this. So I just went here, I just right clicked and then started my Cloudera Quick Start VM, and it's up and running. Okay, see this, I am able to have the internet connection. Hit enter, my internet connection is working. So this is actually being facilitated from. So I'm just opening the terminal, right click, open in terminal. Okay. Uh, let, First, let me list root directory. So ls is the command to list. Okay, we'll be talking about this command shortly, next 15-20 minutes. Okay. So as of now, just remember that ls is the command to display the contents in a directory. Okay. These are some of the important directories that are available under root directory. Okay. Now let's go and see some of the important directories that are available under forward slash. Let's try to go to bin directory. Now let's try to, we have been using the mkdir command, right? Let's try to see mkdir. See this is actually a program. So whenever you type mkdir in your program such as mkdir dir1, this program, I mean, it will actually go to this path called slash bin. It will actually try to execute this program called mkdir. Similar is the case with rmdir. Okay, and similar is the case with pwd. So similar, so in short, you have to remember that whatever commands that we are doing, they are actually programs. All the programs are available in this path called slash bin directory. Bin stands for binary files. Binary files is nothing but the compiled source code. That compiled source code is the one that the machine actually understands. Got it? Let's move on to the next important directory called etc. So you can go to etc directory. Etc stands for editable configuration files. Okay, these are all the different files that I was talking about. You can find an, let me just show you guys this host file. You can simply type cat host. Are you guys seeing it? Quick start. Okay, this quick start, which is your host name. Okay, it is actually coming from this file. Okay, cat etc host and this quick start. So this is the place where this quick start is actually coming from. Got it? And see this, I am opening resolve.conf. So these are some of the name servers. These are the ones actually facilitating the internet connectivity for our VM. Okay. So these are some of the important config files. So other config files we will talk about in detail whenever we get a need as we go on in our course. Okay, let's see our next important directory from here. Uh, /home. Let me go to this one. Let me try to list it. See, as of now, there is nothing. There is only one directory called Cloudera. Because we are using Cloudera user here, it actually created automatically. Let me try to add a user. This is the command to add a user add, and then test is the username I want to give to. So let me put it as test user. Okay, hit enter. Okay, I'm not giving any path to him saying that okay, you go and create a directory in /home or something like that, right? So by default, it will go and create a directory in this path. Okay, this is the default path where all the users having user home directories will be created. So that's why when we use cd hit enter, it will be automatically placed into the home directory of Cloudera user because we have logged in as Cloudera user. What is the home directory for the Cloudera user? Which is nothing but /home/Cloudera. I hope you guys might have got complete picture by now, right? So guys, are we good to go ahead? Any doubts? Muhammad or Abdul?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the next important directory. So we have seen the temp. So never ever store any important information in temp directory. Another important directory which you want to focus is var. Var stands for variable, and you'll have to go to this path called var log. So in case of any issues, see uh, for every for every application on your project in your project there will be a corresponding folder available. Okay, just keep in mind that Scoop is one of the Hadoop ecosystem component because this Cloudera Quickstart VM comes everything with installed. So that's why you're seeing a corresponding directory for Scoop. Okay, a corresponding directory for Zookeeper. Okay, these are all the Hadoop ecosystem components. We'll talk about all this in detail. Okay, not to worry now. And there is another directory called Uzi. So these are all the different directories. For each and every directory, there will be a corresponding log file available. Okay, let me go to this directory called Hive. I'll go to Hive. Okay, let me try to list it and see the path I am in, var log Hive. And these are some of the log files available. So just in case of any issues, you'll have to come and suppose if you're facing some issues in your project in related to Hive. Okay, so you'll have to come to this path called var log Hive and then see all the logs that are available. So that will give you a clear picture of what's going on and what went wrong and what can be done to fix the issue. Okay, this is again very important directory. While debugging any issues, you might get a need of this directory. Okay, so guys, before moving on to the next subtopic for today, any doubts in important directories part?
I think we're
Uh,
okay.
cool. Okay, let's jump on to the next one, which is nothing but Linux file operations. So these are the topics for this subtopic for today, which is listing the files and then finding the file type. So guys, this is again one of the most used command on your daily basis, ls. ls stands for listing the files or the directories in your current path. Okay, you can just type ls and then hit enter. That will actually show you the directories in a sorted manner in alphabetical order. Okay, if you just see the order of the files in the output, see this, it is starting from bin, boot, dev, etc. Everything is being followed in the alphabetical order, right? And if you see the last one, user, the first one is bin. So if you type ls and hit enter, by default it will list the files of the directories in the current directory in the form of a alphabetical order. Okay, and if you want to reverse the order, you can use an option called -r, which is nothing but to reverse the order of the listing. Okay, see, I'm typing just ls space r, where came to first and bin went to last, right? This is how you reverse the order by using an option called ls space hyphen r. And this is again important one. So before going here, let me just quickly demonstrate first two options for you. Okay, let me try to list everything in the root directory. Okay, you can give root directory like this. Okay, I have just seen it. So it is starting from bin, which is b, which is the starting point of our alphabets, and it's ending with var v. So it's following the alphabetical order when you use ls. Okay, now if I want to reverse it, see this? I'm using an option called hyphen r, and where came to first, bin went to last. So this is how you reverse the listing. Okay, and our next option in ls will be hyphen l. Hyphen l will give you long lasting of the files. It will display the files and then it will display the files of the directories in the long list format. What do you mean by long list format? So, just by looking at this output, you won't be able to figure out whether it's a file or a directory, right? So this long listing will give you a capability to figure out whether it's a file, whether it's a directory. Okay, this is how the output generally looks like. It will have total 7 columns. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our first column will be, it will be regarding the file permissions. Okay, we'll talk about again in depth about this file permissions part. Okay, just remember this first column will talk about the file permissions part, and as well as it will be it will be able to give you some information whether it's a directory or a file. Did you see this letter called D at the first, which is nothing but this desktop is a directory. Okay, and similarly this downloads is again a directory because it is starting with D. And if you take this is starting with hyphen, right? Then in this case this examples dot desktop is a file. So the very good way to figure out whether it's a file or a directory, you'll have to use ls space hyphen l option, and from this output you have to interpret that if it is starting with D, then you'll have to figure out that it's a directory. If it is starting with hyphen, then you'll have to figure out that it's a file. Okay, and in short, this complete command and rest of the things are the file permission we will be talking in our coming classes. Just keep in mind that our first column will figure out a way to whether it's a file or a directory, as well as it will give the permissions also. Okay, and then the second column is nothing but number of links to the file. Just this is of not much importance, but just remember that this is nothing but number of links to the file. And the third and the fourth columns, okay, these two columns are nothing but your owner and the group into which this owner belongs to. Again, we'll talk about user management and who is the owner, what is group, what is owner. We'll talk about in depth about all these concepts going forward. Okay, 1 second. So just remember that there are 7 columns in LSF and LS output. First column will talk about file permissions, and then if it is a file or a directory, number of links. Third column is nothing but third and fourth is nothing but owner and the group. Fourth column is nothing but size in bytes. Okay, okay, these are all nothing but the bytes. And then this sixth column is nothing but modified time, or when was this file created if it was not modified. Okay, and your seventh column will be the file name or the directory name. So this is how you have all the 7 columns will be available. Okay. Okay, before jumping on to the next one, I want to quickly demonstrate this so that it will be a clear picture. ls space hyphen l, and I will give the root directory. Okay, see this, it's saying bin is a directory, and pretty much everything is a directory. How can we say that? Because pretty much everything is starting with D, right? Now let me jump on to the home directory. of the Cloudera user. How will you go? CD hit enter, do pwd /home/Cloudera. You just try to use ls space hyphen l. Okay. Mohammed, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, cool. So as of now, I'm in /home/Cloudera, and if I do the long listing, it is giving me all the details of all the files in the directories that are available. If you take this first one, it is a file. How can we say that? Because it is starting with hyphen. So this Cloudera hyphen manager is a file, and the next one will be desktop. It is again a directory because it is starting with D. And these are all the file permissions. We'll talk about these in depth again going forward. The second column is number of links. Third and fourth column represents the Cloudera user, owner, and the group. And then this fifth column is nothing but file size or directory size in bytes. And then your sixth column will be um, created time or the modified time of that particular file or the directory. And your last column, which is seventh column, will be your file name or the directory name. Okay.
Yes.
And our next option in ls will be -t. So it will actually modify the files based on the timestamps. Okay, it will keep you the latest files at the top. Okay, if you see this, the current date as in the screenshot is September 2nd, 1929. See this, it will actually put you the recently modified file at the top of your output. Again, this is again, remember this option combination. See, it is not only that you have to use only one option at a time, either L or R or T. You can combine all three and use it as like this. Again, this is one of the most commonly used option combination in the projects. So pretty much you'll be using this on a daily basis. So the option combination that you'll have to remember is ls-lrt. So it will do long listing, the reverse order, and the as per the time. It will do all the things together. Okay.
Okay.
Before jumping on, let me try to use ls space t, okay, or ls space lt. You can use multiple combinations together. Let's see the date here. These are some of the recently modified files. Okay, and you can use another option combination called ls space hyphen lrt. It will do the long listing, reverse, and as per the time basis. Another important option in ls is -h. So it will try to do the listing of the files in a human readable format. Okay, one point you can observe from the previous outputs is it is actually very tough to figure out how much is this. This is in bytes, right? 50515 bytes, 53655 bytes. It's very tough to say exactly how much is that, how many bytes is it, how many kilobytes is it, how many megabytes is it. So that's when this option will come handy, such as -h option, okay, which is nothing but human readable format. So since the file size is very difficult to read when it is displayed in the bytes, you can make use of this option called -h. It will actually present you the data in the form of MBs or GBs or TBs. Did you see the output? It is saying 4 KB, okay, 86 KB. It's pretty much clear in showing the results. So that's when it will come handy if you want to exactly figure out what's your uh, what's your file size. Okay, let me just use ls hyphen l and h, long listing and human readable format. Hit enter. Okay, see now it is showing us 5.3K, and then if you see this 50515 bytes, the equivalent value could be 50K, like that. Okay, so pretty much it will give you the clear cut clarity about the size in the human readable format such as MBs or GBs or TBs. Okay, you can pretty much use this option combination also. You can pretty much combine all four together, LRTH. It will do long listing, reverse order based on timestamp, and then again in the human readable format. Pretty much you can combine multiple options together. the next option will be listing the hidden files. Again, this is again one of the important option that can come handy. It will actually give you the hidden files or the directories in your folder. So what do you mean by hidden files or directories in Linux? So any hidden file that is starting with any file or directory that is starting with dot can be considered as hidden files. And in your ls output, generally these hidden files or directories won't be, you cannot see them in your normal ls output. So the option that you'll have to use is -a. When you use, what do you mean by -a? Because -a stands for all files. All files can include your regular files as well as your hidden files or directories. Now let's try to see the hands-on part for this. Okay, right now I am in /home/cloudera. If I just use ls-l, are you guys able to see anything that is starting with D in the files of the directories? No, right? By default, it won't show. If you want to list the hidden files or directories, you'll have to use this option called -a. See this? All of a sudden, many hidden files or directories are coming up. If you compare the output of the previous one, which doesn't have any hidden files or directories, which are starting with dot, and if you compare this with the -a option, when I use -a, it is actually giving me pretty much many files that are starting with dot. This is a hidden file. How can we say that? Because it is starting with dot and then it is having hyphen as a first character. Okay, this is a directory. Dot cache is a hidden directory. How can we say that? Because it is starting with dot and then it is starting with D. So that's the way you can figure out whether it's a hidden file or directory. So in short, remember that ls -a is the option to show you the hidden files in your directory. A stands for all files, whether it's a regular file or the hidden file. It will give you pretty much everything. So, okay, somebody might ask you in an interview question, okay, you are seeing that it's a hidden files, then it actually should be starting with H, right? Because long listing is L, it should actually start with L. Why is it starting with A then? Then your answer should be A stands for all files. It includes your regular files as well as your hidden files or directories. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
That is how you should frame your answer in your interviews. So these are some of the handy options. I just picked it on my daily basis. So as of now, it is pretty much giving you everything, directories or files. What if you want to list only directories? You can do that with this command. You can, and just remember this is called pipe symbol in Linux. The meaning of this is the output of this first command will actually form as input to the second command. And we will talk about this grep and all these details going forward. But just remember that this is the way to figure out it's safe to list only the directories. The meaning of this command is lsfnlrt will list you complete all the directories on the files, but it will not display everything. We are indirectly filtering by using this pipe, okay? And the meaning of this is show me only the contents which are starting with the character D. That's what this character is, nothing but caret symbol. You guys might be knowing the caret symbol on your keyboard, which will be there on the number 6 generally on your keyboard. Just have a look at it. So that symbol is nothing but caret symbol, which represents starting of a line or record or a file in Linux. Okay, so and then we are saying to list only the ones that are starting with D. D is nothing but directories. That's why it will just give you only the directories. Similarly, we know that will start with hyphen, so that's why we are asking to give only the files. Now let's try to see the hands-on part for this so that it will be clear. So again, I'm in /home/cloudera ls-lrt. Okay, hit enter. It is giving me all the files and the directories. I don't want to see any files. I want to see only the directories. In that case, you can use ls-lrt, use this pipe symbol, which is nothing but the output. All these will be filtered. Okay, grep and this caret symbol, this caret symbol is nothing but it is a representation of starting of the line and then D. So indirectly we are saying that I don't want all this. I want the only ones I'm interested in starting with D. So this is starting with D, this is starting with D, this is starting with D. This is not starting with D. I don't want it. So that's why just filter me only the things that are starting with D, which is nothing but directories. This is the way you can sort your output based on this. If you just give hyphen, it will list you only the files. Okay, this is a very handy command. So to get only the files of the directories. Again, next handy command will be listing your root directory files or contents. We know that forward slash is nothing but your root directory, so that's why you can just place lsf and lrt and forward slash, and then you know that till symbol represents your current user's home directory. Because we have logged in as current Cloudera, the Cloudera's home directory will be /home/Cloudera. Okay, till represents home directory in Linux, and this is a way to give a path for any specific directory /home/Cloudera/desktop. And we know that till represents what your current user's home directory. So this, instead of typing /home/Cloudera/desktop, you can pretty much replace this tilde symbol. This will actually replace with /home/Cloudera and desktop. Let's try to see the hands-on part for this some of the handy commands. Okay. So as of now, I'm in /home/Cloudera, but I want to list the contents in root directory. How will you do it? ls-lrt, use forward slash. Okay, got it. And let me jump to root directory itself now. Now I am in root directory. Now I want to see the contents of my home directory. My home directory is nothing but /Cloudera, Cloudera's directory. Till symbol you'll use, hit enter. Okay, and our next option will be, yeah, desktop, right? You can use lsf and lrt /home/Cloudera and then desktop, hit enter. So this is giving me the results from desktop directory. And instead of typing it complete name such as /home/Cloudera/desktop, you can replace that with tilde symbol. So this tilde will be actually indirectly replaced with this, which is nothing but the home directory for any user. Hit enter. See, this output of this is same as this, both are same. So that is how you generally play with ls command. So any doubts, Mohammed or Abdul, before going to the next command in ls?
No, this is good.
Cool. So next command will be file type. Okay, and this is used to determine the file type. Sometimes you may want to know whether it's a file or a directory without opening the contents of it or without even listing of it. Okay, and this file command will come very handy. Okay, it generally doesn't care about the extension of the file that is used. It will actually go and check the contents of it, and then it will tell us if it's a file or a directory. The syntax will be file space file name or directory name or any or shell script name. The examples could be file space f1.txt and file space my underscore shell dot sh. So let me show the hands-on part for this so that you will get a better idea. Okay, uh, let me jump on to my desktop directory. How will you go? Shortcut will be tilde slash des, hit tab completion feature, hit tab. It will automatically fill it for you. Okay, I'm in /home/Cloudera desktop. Now let me create an empty file. So what is the command to create empty file, guys? Touch, right? Touch F1, enter. See, this created empty file. How can you say this is an empty file? Right click, properties, 0 bytes. Okay. Now without opening it or without listing it, okay, you want to figure out whether it's a file or a directory or empty file or a shell script. You can use file space F1. This is the command, file space F1, hit enter. Okay, it's saying that it's an empty directory, right? Now let me put some content into it. How will you put? You can use variator vs space file name, hit enter. Okay, now what is the way to insert something in variator, guys? Into which mode I have to go now? insert mode, right? Escape, press I. I am in insert mode. Let me type some content. This is F1. I am done with the changes. Colon, WQ, hit enter. Now let's try to see. I have actually updated F1. This is what will be. Let me close it. Now if you file F1, it is saying ASCII test because it actually went inside and seen the contents of it and then figured out, oh, okay, there is some content in it. Okay. Now let me create a directory. mkdir1. This has created a directory here. You can use file space d1. Hit enter. It is saying that it's a directory. Okay. Now let me create a simple shell script. My underscore shell dot sh. Hit enter. Let me try to put some content. How will you put insert mode? How will you go to insert mode? Escape I. Press I. Now I am in insert mode. Okay, let me put very simple content here. So echo is the one that is actually used to print anything in Linux. So I'm just trying to print hello world. Okay. And this actually created a shell script on my desktop, my underscore shell.sh. Now let me try to use file command on my shell. How can you do? Use tab completion again. My and then hit tab. It actually filled it automatically. Hit enter. See it saying shell script. Born again shell script text executable. So this is how you use file command, guys. So sometimes it could be this can become handy because we are not opening the file and we are not listing it, and still we are able to figure out whether it's a file or a directory or empty file or shell script. Got it, guys? Any doubts with file command?
No.
Clear, right? Okay. Let's jump on to the next subtopic for today, which is nothing but Linux file contents. Okay, these are some of the options that we have available in order to see the file contents. We have cat, we have head, we have tail, we have more and less. First, take up the first option, which is nothing but cat, and we will see all these topics in detail in cat. So, cat, as you know, it is used to display the file contents of it. Okay, the simple syntax will be cat space file name, and then you would be able to see the contents of it. So by default, when you use my file, it will actually search for my file one in your current path. Okay, and if you want to display a particular file from some other directory, suppose this month.txt, you can give this complete path slash home slash admin slash month. Then that should give you the file contents of it. Okay, and not only that, you can give line numbers along with the content by using this option called -n or -b. So the syntax could be -n space file name -b space file name. Okay, let me try to demonstrate this for you. Okay, uh, hmm, okay, hmm, let me try to list it. So I have these. Let me use cat my hit tab. See this, it is actually displaying the contents of it. Now if you want to get line numbers also along with it, you can use -n my hit tab. It is giving me the line numbers also 1 2. Now you can replace the n with b. It will also do the same thing. Got it? So the next option could be you can even display multiple files by using cat, by using my file 1, my file 2, my file 3. Okay, even you can concatenate multiple files like this. Concatenate in the sense you can merge multiple files into a single file like this. Cat space file 1.txt, file 2.txt, and then use this symbol. Okay, and then this corresponding file, resulting file. Let's try to see the hands-on part for these two. For this, I have already created a file called f1. Hit enter. Let me create one more file. vs space f2. Hit enter. Try to put some content by going to the insert mode. How will you go? Escape, press I. I'm in insert mode. So this is f2. I'm done with the editing part, so I'll come out of it. Escape, colon, WQ, hit enter. Okay, just created a file called f2. Let's see the contents of it. f2, hit enter. Okay, now let's try to see the contents at a time. You can separate it by spaces. Hit enter. This is f1 and then this is f2. Okay, now if you want to merge these two and then create a new file called f3, you can still do that by using cat f1 and f2. Use this greater than symbol. Let's see, I want to make a file called f3. As of now, there is no file called f3. It will actually create this file f3 and it will put these two files contents onto that file. Hit enter. See, this has created a file called f3 on your desktop. And you can use cat f3. This is f1 and this is f2. It actually took the contents from both the files. Clear, guys? Clear with the concepts of cat before moving on to the next command? Okay, I'll take it as clear. So in order to work on the next comments, I want to have a file. So I'm just quickly connecting to my Gmail. So this internet facility is coming from host. Got it? There is a file called host in your etc directory that is actually facilitating us. Okay, this is how even you can connect to your internet in Cloud Quick Start VM. So I have downloaded the file in my downloads directory. So you can go to downloads just by using this two dots, which is nothing but the parent directory, and then use DOW, hit tab. Okay. And now I want to move this file. How will you move? MV orders and use tilde symbol to DE, hit tab. Okay. Now if I can jump directly to DE, yes. See, this is how you can move the files. You have seen it yesterday. Right now I have this file called orders.txt. We'll be pretty much making use of that file in order to work on our next commands. So our next command will be head. Okay, and we'll be seeing all these subtopics in head. As the name suggests, I think you might be able to guess it. It will display first 10 lines of a file by default. Okay, it will display the starting content of the file. So by default, it will display first 10 lines of any file. The syntax could be head space file name. Okay, head space file name. And notice here I'm not using any number such as -10 or something like that. By default, without specifying anything, it will default display first in lines. Okay, and even you can use head down the multiple files, and then it will actually display multiple file contents for you first 10 lines. Let's try to see the demo for it. Now I have these files. This orders.txt, and then let me take F3, hit enter. Okay, see, it is giving me the file name orders.txt. Okay, and it is printing only the first 10 lines of the file. Okay, so this orders.txt, it will have order ID. This will be the order ID, and this will be the order place date, and this will be the customer ID. This will be the order status: closed, pending payment, complete. Okay, processing. So this is how this orders.txt is available. So when you use head on multiple files such as orders.txt and F3, it will actually display the first 10 lines from orders.txt, and then this is coming from F3. Because we have only two lines, it is giving me only two lines. Got it, guys? You can
Yep.
use head on, you can use head on single file, head orders.txt. It is actually printing me only first 10 lines of the file. And if you use head on F3, because it have only first only two lines, it is just printing only two lines. Okay, this is how you can play with head. You can use it on single file, you can use it on multiple files. It will give you the file name, first 10 lines of it, again the file name, again the first 10 lines of it. Okay, let's see what are the different options available in head. And you can even use -n option, which will actually display the first n lines, -n, and display the number and which from which file. So the meaning of this is I want to see first 15 lines from this file called orders.txt. Okay, and similarly you can use another option called -c, which is nothing but count of bytes. So it will display first those many bytes from your file. The syntax could be -c, then the number, then the file name. So it will be like this: -c, I want to display first 30 bytes from this file called orders.txt. Let's try to see the hands-on part for this. Okay, head -n F3, hit enter. Uh, Sorry, minus n space maybe 5. Okay, it have only two lines, so that's why it's printing only two. And orders.txt, see, it actually displays only first 5 lines. If you want to display first 20 lines, see, this is displaying first 20 lines. And if you don't specify any option, it will default by default will show only 10 lines, first 10 lines. Okay, now you can use -c option, which is nothing but count of the bytes. I want to display only first 10 bytes of this file. See, it is displaying only first 10 bytes. Each character is a byte. Okay, if you count these, it will be 10 totally. It is displaying only first 10 bytes. You can display first 20 bytes. You can display first 30 bytes. With that is how you can use -c option in head. Okay, before jumping on to the next command, so do you have any doubts in head, folks?
Yeah, Moms, can you show me that screen again when you did the -c command for the bytes?
Okay, you want to see the output of it? Okay,
Yeah,
let's see
yes,
it.
yes, the output, right?
Let's see the first option, -c 10, which is nothing but give me first 10 bytes from this file. So this is the first line of it. Okay, let's try to validate it. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it should actually print me only first 10 bytes, the highlighted part. Let's see if it is doing that or not. Okay, yeah, it is doing it actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, I
7,
see.
8, 9, 10. Okay,
Got it,
first 10
got it.
bytes. And
Yes,
if you take first 20 bytes, should be first 20 bytes. Okay,
yes,
then first 30 bytes. So each character is a byte.
got it.
Okay, cool. So our next option will be tail. So we will see again different options available in tail. As the name suggests, and you might be able to guess it also, it will actually default display last 10 lines of the file. Okay, last content of the file. And this command will come very handy when you want to debug any of the issues. Okay, you can go to your log directory var/log, and then you can search in your log files with this command. Okay, so by default it will also again display last 10 lines of a file. The syntax could be tail space file name and then tail space file name. Okay, you can pretty much even do the multiple file system just separated by spaces as we did for head command. Tail space orders1.txt, orders2.txt. Okay, let's try to see the hands-on part of it. Okay, let me clear the screen. Let me list it. I want to tail F3 first. Hit enter. It have only 2 lines, so that's why it's giving only 2. Let's try to use it on orders.txt. See, this orders.txt file have total 100 records. Okay, so that's why it is giving me last 100 records. Did you see the count? It is from 91 to 100, which is nothing but last 10 lines from orders.txt.
Right.
Got it? You can use it on multiple files. Let us use it on both orders.txt as well as F3. See this? It's saying F3. It is coming from first only 2 lines because we have only 2 lines. Then orders.txt, the last 10 lines of it. Okay. Then the next options in tail will be -n, which is again similar to -n in head. It will display the specified number of lines from a file. Okay, so as of now it is displaying only 10 lines by default from the last. If you use -n15, it will display last 15 lines. So as we have seen -c option with head, we can use -c option with the tail as well. It will display last those many bytes from the file. The syntax could be similar: tail space -c space number and then the file name. Okay, let's try to see the hands-on part for it. So if I just use tail, hit tab, it is giving me last 10 lines. Okay, now imagine a case where I want to see last 15 lines. -n space 15, hit enter. See, this is actually giving me last 15 lines. Okay, if you want to see last 20 lines, this is how you can see. Cool. Now I want to display last 10 bytes of this file, orders.txt. So 10 bytes could be processing, right? It will start from G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this complete word should come, right? Hit tab, hit enter. Yeah, processing. And you can use 20, last 20 bytes from this file. You can use 30, last 30 bytes. You can use 40, last 40 bytes. So this is how you can play with the -c option of tail. So folks, any doubt in tail before jumping on to the next command?
No, we're good.
Cool. So we have seen that we can use cat command also to display the file contents, right? So the syntax will be cat space file name, and let me try to use it on orders.txt. Hit enter. Okay. See this? It actually scrolled off directly to the last lines. What about the first ones? If I want to see it from the first, it is tough to see it, right? I want to again scroll back to the top. So that's a kind of disadvantage with cat. When you're using with the cat on kind of files which have more than 40 lines, we won't be able to go forward. I mean, it will actually directly jump onto the last content of the files. How about the first ones? We will miss out that part, right? So that is a kind of disadvantage part of cat. In that situation, you can use another option called more. Okay, So the cat command displays the file content, but more will display the file content page by page. The difference between cat and more is, so in case of the larger files, maybe comparatively more than 30 lines or 40 lines, the cat command will output will completely scroll off your screen. But whereas more command will actually give the output in page by page manner. Syntax could be more space file name. Okay, more space file name. Now let's try to use more on orders. Well, we have already used it on by using cat space file name, hit enter. It will actually scroll off to the last part. Now what if I want to see the initial part? More, hit enter. Okay, see this? It is starting from first. Got it? Now there are some options in more. Okay, using more you can scroll the page line by line. If you want to go line by line, hit enter. Okay, if you want to go to the next page, you can hit spacebar on your keyboard. If you want to go to the backward page, you can just type B on your keyboard. Okay, let's try to see the hands-on part for this. So now I have opened a file by using more, hit enter. Now I am in record number 32 here. If I hit enter on my keyboard, it will go record by record. 33, 34, I'm pressing tab, I'm pressing enter. 35, 36. That's how you can go line by line by pressing enter. What if I want to go to the next page? Remember this count, I am in 36th record here at the bottom of my screen. If I hit spacebar and see the results, see it actually took me to the next screen, which is nothing but 68.
Okay.
Got it? What if I want to jump back to my previous page again? Okay, you can hit B on your keyboard. B. See, remember I am in 68 now. If I hit B, let's see the results. I actually moved to previous page. Got it?
Yes. Mom, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So the orders.txt file,
Uh-huh.
uh, can we get that file so we can play around with it too on our?
Sure, sure.
Uh,
I'll upload it in the same Google Drive place where you are in. You can play with this file. Cool. Okay. So we can use enter and go line by line like this. You can use spacebar and jump onto the next page directly. Okay. And you can use B on your keyboard. You can jump onto the previous page. Okay. And what if you want to come out of mode? Right now, there is even a lot of content. We are just still at the 50th record. There are 50 more records to go. And then imagine a case, okay, then you want to see what is the 50th record and you have seen it, okay. 50th record status is cancelled. I want to come out of it now. So you can come out of it by using Q on your keyboard. Q stands for quit. I'm out. To the command prompt. Okay. There is another way. Okay, you can just press Control C on your keyboard. I'm out. So there are two ways to come out of the file content. Control C. The other one is hit Q. Q is for quitting. Got it, guys?
yeah.
Okay. But there is a disadvantage with more. The disadvantage is you won't be able to do string search in more. What do you mean by that? If I open this file, okay, and I want to see the records only the state whose status is complete, okay, like this. So 22nd record is complete. Again, 17th record is complete. Okay. I want to display. I want to do a kind of string search based on the order status. Okay. I'm just pressing escape / complete. It is not highlighting me anything. Okay. In that case, you can use another command called less and then file name escape. Okay. I have pressed escape, that's why it's displaying me escape. Use / okay. Type complete, hit tab, hit enter, sorry. See this? It's highlighting me everything. right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the disadvantage with more. You won't be able to do the string search. So in that situation, less command will be our savior. Okay, it's again pretty much the functionality is same as more, but it will give again this less command will actually display the content page by page. Okay, again the syntax will be same as more, everything is same as more. Only thing is it will give you an extra option of doing a string search also. Okay, and if you see this, these are pretty much the same shortcuts for more also. We have seen how to go line by line by using enter, right? Same one. And we have seen how to go to the next page by using spacebar. Same thing. We have seen how to go to the backward page by using B. So pretty much all these options are same as that of more. Functionality is same as that of more. Only thing is you'll get an extra functionality of you can do string search in less, whereas you won't be able to do string search in less. Okay, let me try to demonstrate all these options for you again in by using less. Okay, so the syntax could be less file name. Hit enter. It will again also by default will start showing the content from the first. Okay, I am at 30-second record. Let me go to the next record by pressing enter on my keyboard. Enter. See, I'm moving record by record 35, 36, 37, 38. I'm pressing enter. And imagine that, or see, I'm in 38th record. I'm pressing space bar now. See the number? It actually took me to the next page, which is 70th record.
Right.
Now I want to move back. I'm just pressing B button. Okay, I'm back to 30th record again. Okay, you can use enter, go line by line or record by record. Okay, so the additional functionality which less gives is, so pretty much more and more or less both are same. Only thing is it adds an extra functionality of string search. How will you do a string search? Escape. Okay, press escape button, use forward slash. Okay, type complete, hit enter. It is highlighting me only the records whose status is complete. Now if I want to do search for closed, again press escape, use forward slash, type closed, hit enter. It is highlighting me only the closed records. That is how we can play with it. Now if we want to come out of it, the way could be Q. Okay, by pressing Control C it won't come out. I'm pressing Control C, it is not coming out. If I press Q, it will come out. Got it, guys?
Okay.
Okay, so these are the differences between more and less. I'm comparing more with less. See, basically both are used to see the large file contents, right? Both are used to see the large file contents from the initial part of the file. But string searching won't be possible using more. But whereas you can do string search using less. Okay, that is one difference. And the other difference is you can quit from a file content using less by pressing only Q in less. Whereas if you are seeing the file contents by more, there are two ways to do it. One is by pressing Q, and the other one is, sorry, this is Control C. I'll edit this and send it to you. This is Control C. Got it, guys? So these are the main differences between more and less. Okay, and when to use cat and when not to use cat. So if your file content size is less than 40 lines, you can pretty much use cat command. And if it is crossing 40 lines, then prefer using either more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again in more or less, if you want to do string based research, go with less. Okay, if you don't want to do string based research, you can go with more. If you want to go for string based research on larger files, Then you go with less command. That is when we use cat, and when to use cat, when to use more, when to use less. Okay. Again, when to use tail and why only tail. There are different ways to see the file contents. Why are you using tail? Okay. So in case of any production issues, right? So this command will come very handy, tail command. Okay. So tail command should be used in order to debug any production issues, to check your log contents. You will go to slash var slash log, and you will open the log files by using tail. Then you will try to see the log files to see any errors or exception. Again, there are different ways to see the file contents or log file contents using head, tail, cat, more or less. Why are you preferring only tail? Because that will give you a kind of updated logs. It will give you the latest logs, because we are seeing the file content from the last. You would be in a better position to see if there are any errors or exceptions in the latest happenings in the log file. Got it, guys? When to use tail and why only tail?
Yes.
Okay, this is the summary of our today's session. We have seen how to use ls to list the files and directories. Okay, we have seen how to use file command and to determine what is its file type without using the listing or without opening the file contents. We have seen how to use cat to display the file contents. Okay, we have seen how to use head to display first 10 lines of the file. We have seen how to use tail to display last 10 lines of the file, and we have seen how to use more to display the contents of a huge file. Okay, that too page by page from the initial part. Okay, even less is also same. Less will also display the contents page by page from a huge file with an extra feature of string search. Okay, and this will do string search feature. So I think pretty much you are clear about when to use what command, right? Guys, any doubts in today's session, folks?
No, that's good.
That's good. Abdul, how about you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, guys, yesterday, if you observe, I have given some interview questions also at the end of your PPT for yesterday's session. I
Yes.
hope you guys had a chance to look at it, and I have updated answers also to the interview questions. Okay, pretty much you can go to the same folder and then you can validate your answers. Okay, and these are some of the interview questions for today, which I have prepared based on the topics that we have discussed, and then you can have a look at it, then try to answer these questions. So I'll try to upload the answers by the end of today. You can validate your answers by tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, Vamsi, could you, I was gonna say, disregard what I asked you earlier about the weekend classes.
Yeah, Abdul,
No, no,
Muhammad
wait,
is asking.
no, we don't have to do that because I was thinking I need the weekends to practice this stuff, so I think it's better to stick with weekdays.
Oh, okay. You mean
Yeah,
to say that better not to have classes on Saturdays and Sundays?
yeah, because I need Saturdays to really practice this stuff on my own. Um,
Okay, 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 okay. Abdul, shall we meet on Monday same time?
Okay, sure, Vamsi.
Okay, folks. So try to practice it. So you have my mail ID and phone number. If you have any queries, if you are facing any issues, you can just buzz me by sending a screenshot. I'll help you guys.
okay, that
Okay.
sounds good. Now, it's
Okay.
tomorrow
Well,
class?
uh, so uh, I don't know. I think I'm not. I don't know. You have class. I mean, which day is it there? Is it still Friday or?
Yeah, well, tomorrow is Friday here, so that's why I was
Oh,
asking. Yeah,
okay. Okay. Then we'll meet tomorrow again at the same time. Abdul and Mohammed tomorrow at same time.
okay, that sounds good.
Abdul, fine, right?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Okay. After attending tomorrow's class, you will get 2 days of class too. 2 days of rest to practice.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect. We'll meet tomorrow same time. Bye.
Great, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.